Okay, bank like a banker. This is the first of many case studies we're going to have in the course, and I called this one the $1,000 challenge. We've done a 20-year comparison of a private vault savings account and a bank savings account. What is a private vault account? Well, I'll tell you in a minute, but first we're going to unpack and explain why you should choose a private vault account instead of a bank savings account if you're going to have a contest on which account can earn the most interest over time. It's the $1,000 challenge. If you were to put $1,000 into a savings account today and then deposit $200 each month for the next 20 years, earning simple interest of 0.03%, which is what some of the banks are advertising right now, after 20 years, you will have saved $49,000, and your balance will be $49,149.68. You leave money in a bank for 2 decades, and all they give you is $149.68. This probably isn't the best place to keep your money in for 2 decades, especially since that $49,000 will probably only have the purchasing power of $30,000 in 20 years from now because of inflation. Look at this 10-year-old guy right here. He's on top of the world. He's mowing lawns. He's helping his grandmother out, getting paid for chores. He's watching He-Man and G.I. Joe. He's living the dream. This is where the fun begins. When I was 10 years old, if I would have opened up a private vault account with a $1,000 deposit and I planned to save $200 each month, it plays out entirely different than it does if I just keep my money in a bank savings account. And eventually, in 16 years and on, you're only depositing about $555 a year of your own money because the dividends from the compounding interest you're earning are making those monthly savings deposits for you. This is where your money is making money for you. The earned interest is earning its own interest at this point. Your dollar bill has its own employees. If you're a small business owner, you know how hard it is to train new employees to keep your monthly cash flow going on because of attrition, right? In this case, your employees only get more powerful with time. So in the end, you put into your savings out of your own pocket a little over $39,000, but the cash value on the account is almost $55,000. And that extra $16,000 is tax-free income. Plus, the whole time, you have a death benefit if something happens to you along the way. The private vault account is what I call a specific whole life insurance policy with a mutually owned company. And our specialized design allows you to access the cash value much quicker than regular insurance policies. So in this case, if you get hit by a bus, your heirs will get just under $200,000. A bank won't even give you cheap term life insurance. We're not really doing it for the death benefit. It's just nice to have it. But it's definitely more powerful than just your standard term life insurance. These aren't even really the same thing, so don't confuse the two, and we really shouldn't even talk about term life insurance. This is just like having a lifelong piggy bank, and the extra benefits from the account are far more than you'll ever get at a bank savings account. All of the money you let the bank use as their collateral, allowing them to earn interest by essentially lending your money out, the least they could do is give you something worth more than the 0.03% interest that they pay you. You're basically their equity partner, but you don't get paid. This isn't a conspiracy theory or anything like that. This isn't anything negative about the banking system. Some banks charge monthly fees if you don't keep a certain minimum deposit in your bank account. That's because if the bank can't make any money off of this, they're going to go out of business. They're going to charge us for using their debit cards and cashing our checks and all the other transactions that we use a bank for, but they won't pay us interest for keeping our money with them. Paying account transaction fees to a bank is kind of like paying the gas fees in crypto. That's how they make their money. It's just the business of banking, and most people take it for granted. We're just conditioned to think that that's the only place we can keep our money. Banking your money inside a specific whole life insurance policy with a mutually owned company not only gives you respectable whole life dividends, it also gives you whole life insurance. And when the final numbers are examined, we can determine that putting your money in this private vault account will earn you almost 40% tax-free. The bank savings account only earns you 0.3% interest. It doesn't really compound as heavy when you start from 0.03%. That's the power of guaranteed compounding interest, which is something that you don't see a lot of in many other places in today's world. There it is. The private vault account, stay ahead of the curve.